guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Here we are with the first Instagram Q&A of 2019. That is when you guys go to my Instagram account at Federico Talks Watches, you see my Q&A picture, and you drop a question, and I try and answer as many as possible. Before we get started though, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my trusty Seiko SKX. This is the watch I wear when it's a busy day at the office, because I can just knock it around and not care, but it still puts a smile on my face. Also guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. I just got in a sick Universal Geneve pole router with a micro rotor movement, a beautiful GMT Master 2 ceramic, along with a Speedmaster Professional on a strap. All that and more at delraywatch.com. Link in the description below. So anyway, guys, let's get right into it. The first question is from Chris Martin 93, and he says, what do you prefer, a fluted or a smooth bezel for the Datejust 41? Well, Chris, I generally prefer smooth bezels on the 36mm Datejust because they're curved, but the 41mm Datejust is a flat bezel, so I actually prefer the fluted one on this one. I also think it gives it a lot of wrist presence, as it catches the light in that big size. A lot of people think it's ostentatious, but I think a little bit of flash, not necessarily a bad thing. Mr. James Duffy says, would you rather have for a day TGV's followers, Jory's beard, Tim Masso's brain, or John P's little black book? You know what? This one was the easiest question to answer all day. I think it's pretty obvious. I'd go with Jory's beard. That thing has like magical powers. It's like the best beard ever. One of my goals in life is to be able to grow a beard just like that. Jory, teach me your ways, my friend. Russell W3. What are your thoughts on American executives being pushed out of the top spots in the watch industry? Well, Russell, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. This is nothing new. I mean, I've made a whole video about this. When I worked for Richemont, the biggest watch conglomerate out there, there were no North American, there were a couple of North American presidents. There was Rudy Chavez, president of Baume & Mercier North America, who then went to work for Cartier. And there was Mercedes Abramo, who was the first female and American president of Cartier. But the truth is, most presidents or top positions, they get flown in from Geneva. They usually go to HEC Business School, HEC. They get their master's degree. They start as a product or area manager in Geneva. Then they get transferred to Asia, and then they get transferred to America. There are very few high-level American executives in the watch industry, and that's a damn shame, because guess what? The American market does very, very well, and that's because of the homegrown talent. America is a very capitalist country, a place where watches sell quick and fast, where deals can be made. And honestly, I think with the leadership of the right American executive, a lot of these brands, would snapping up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's very much a shame that there's, it's borderline discrimination, but it is the way it is. Beat BZ. What is my favorite FP Jorn? Well, for me, it's a toss-up between the Chronomètre Bleu or the discontinued Zodiac calendar. But I'm going to go with the Zodiac calendar because not only is it considered an ugly duckling, but to me it's beautiful, it's also super unique. Mars Ipan. What is your ideal 3-watch collection? One of them has to be a Rolex. This one wasn't that hard. I'd go with a Rolex Hulk because I love it and I own one already. I'd go with a Seiko SKX, the perfect everyday beater watch. And then I'd probably go with, this third one is hard. If I have to go classic, maybe a Patek Philippe 5146 annual calendar or a 5205. I'm going to go with the 5205. An absolute beauty in white gold with the gray dial. Hard to beat. Not a watch that would always make my collection, but for the perfect 3-watch collection, I think it makes a lot of sense. Not Blingy says, how is the CLS treating you? He's referring to the new car I bought, well, the new to me car I bought, my CLS 550 4MATIC. Man, that thing is a beast. 402 horsepower, 0 to 60 in well under 5 seconds. I love it. It's one of my dream cars. Unfortunately, though, I hit a pretty damn big pothole the other day, and I just bent one of the rims. So right now I'm in a loaner car, an Audi A3, while my new 19-inch AMG wheel is coming to the dealership, which is a shame. But boy, I really miss that car. I don't think I could ever drive anything with less than 8 cylinders again. Not to be pompous, but that thing is awesome. And not to mention, not particularly expensive if you buy one pre-owned. I love it, man. Thanks for asking. Abdon Senin. Abdon, how you doing, brother? He's a friend of mine in real life. Hey, Fed, long time no see, brother. Just curious, do you have any other hobbies or interests besides watch collecting? If so, what are they? Happy New Year and see you soon. Abdon, thanks so much for writing to me, brother, and I hope to see you at a Red Bar event soon. Well, watches are my life. They're probably my biggest hobby. I don't have time for much else, especially as a new business owner. I'm working basically 18 hours a day. All around watches. But if I had to pick my other hobbies, I'd say it would be motoring. I love a good track day. I love cars. I'm thinking of picking up a vintage Lotus at some point as a toy. You know, not financially viable now, but I will soon. Lotus Esprit. I love it. So I love cars. I love driving. I'm also a big fan of traveling. I don't care where, and I'm not a big fan of planning it out. I just like to see the world. I like to experience stuff. I like to have adventures. I think a month ago, I just, woke up one morning and I'm like, today I'm going to Cuba. And I just got on a plane and I went to Cuba and I had a ton of fun for 4 days. So cars and traveling are my two biggest. However, I also dabble a little bit in futures in the market, a little bit of a hobby of mine. Definitely not a full-time trader, but it's something I have a lot of fun with. So yeah, that's what I would say. Cars, travel, and futures trading, scalping. It's kind of my thing. Then the last question from Rupo MCH Addergy. Wow, I really butchered that one. Do you hate my Yachtmaster 2 as well? Well, Rupo, do I hate another watch of yours? I'm sorry if I don't remember. I get quite a few questions. But unfortunately, man, I'm not a big fan of the Yachtmaster 2. I really don't like the bezel. I think the complication is hard to use and not particularly interesting. I don't know. I just don't love the look. Is it a bad watch? No, not at all. It's a Rolex. It also holds value pretty decently, but on a personal level, not my favorite. Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking around for another Q&A. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Federico Talks Watches so you can participate next month. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and this channel so you don't miss any more content. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.